or from a negative point of view as well.
Yeah, and it's your most powerful things are your top of your thighs and your backside. The most biggest muscles are there. That's where you get your power from. Your speed comes from your feet. It comes from your hands. These are the two most important things.
So is that where Nick Pope has the edge? We talk about shot stopping, but in some ways, it's actually feet movement what gives him the edge in terms of making those saves. Is Nick Pope saving that? That's what I'm saying, basically.
I think when your feet are on the floor, when you're giving yourself more time to move and you're moving in the right direction, it sounds simple, but that's where you're going with it, and that's you're giving yourself as much chance to save the ball. And it's a strike there. It's a good strike. Jordan Pickford's giving himself a harder job by bringing his foot in and then having to go back out again in that direction.
The third one right now is Dean Henderson. He's got one cap so far, but if he was to become Manchester United #1 goalkeeper, what impact could that have on Gareth Southgate's thinking?
I don't think between now and the Euros it will have that impact. I think that Jordan Pickford, he's been happy with Jordan for a long period of time, and Jordan Pickford plays well for England. He does, and those mistakes don't happen. He's never made a mistake that leads to a goal for England. So, but Dean Henderson's got the attributes. He's got things going for him. He's a composed guy, and you saw yesterday in the game when it came to him, he didn't have a lot to do. Made it look simple, and he was there and looked a composed figure.
I think if Dean Henderson becomes the Manchester United goalkeeper, I always think it's very difficult for an England manager to not pick a player at a top club, never mind a goalkeeper or another position. And what I said about Nick Pope, I think Nick Pope would find it very, very difficult to ever become a regular for England because he plays for Burnley. And I don't mean no disrespect to Sean Dyche or the club, but certainly the way they play and the way Gareth Southgate wants to play is completely different. Now, if you're playing for Manchester United week in, week out, still to be seen if he stays in the team, playing maybe Champions League football at the top end where the pressure's as high as possible, I think it gives him a great opportunity. Maybe after this tournament, I agree with Rob, I think Pickford will keep his place for that. But I think going forward into next season, if Henderson's the Manchester United goalkeeper, I think it's very difficult not to pick him for England.
But technically, do you see a lot of promise in Dean Henderson?
Yeah, and I think he's got a lot of attributes, and he's one that's, on the ball. Technically, he's good. That passing, he's there. He's not got that distance of pass of an Edison or a Pickford, but he has got the range of passing that can find the Manchester United wing-backs, the full-backs, and the guys further on. He can find them, and that's an attribute that they used well yesterday.